Hi everyone, welcome to Good Day Chula Vista, and we are episode 64. I believe we are 64, right? Yes, episode 64. Today we're gonna have a special guest. Stay with us. Starting now. Happy Halloween! Finally, Halloween night. So let's talk about safety. So I brought somebody that knows about safety, so she can tell us. Join us. You don't want to end up like her.
No, you don't want to turn out like me. So you got to listen to the safety tips that Fabi's going to be giving you today. Fabi, what do you have?
Well, as you know, we had Lieutenant Henry Martin last week, right? And he gave us
Yes.
a lot of tips. So I just thought it would be a good idea because it's tonight, so people can remember what not to do today.
I think it's a great idea. It's very important to keep the kids safe and teach them from the very young age on the do's and don'ts on Halloween night.
Right, I agree. And let's go over. Well, you have grandkids, or you had when you were alive.
For that, I still have grandkids.
So tell us, what is it that you do for safety with your grandkids? Let's
Well-
keep it real today.
So I always make sure that they have something that is very bright.
Okay.
Whether it's the little necklaces or the bracelets or a flashlight, or typically what I do for them is I get them, the red lights, blinking lights that the
Okay.
people that are riding bikes use.
Uh-huh.
I typically give them one of those and make sure that they wear it.
And they
Uh,
love those, I'm sure.
They love it, and when it's a real tiny one, I can put it around the waist. If not, I put it on their arms, and like that, they're always blinking. They think it's very cool. They love it, and like that, not only they're safe, but it's very easy for their parents to find them.
Right, or any car that is driving by
Yes.
to not hit them.
But when they're wearing all those costumes and masks and everything, sometimes there's 2 or 3 kids with the same costume. So like that, the parents can identify the blinking one. That's mine. The one that blinks is mine.
You know why we didn't mention that last week? You can get confused with the kids
Yes.
because there's so many wearing whatever is hot this year.
That's right. So
Wow, I never thought of
I
that.
would not want to take a child that is not mine home.
Well, if you dress like that, I don't think they want to go with you anyways. I mean, like, no. So stay in a group. So okay, wear, like she said, just a flashlight. Make sure you have something blinking, especially your kids, so you don't. And make sure you know which one is yours. And stay in a group also.
Always stay in a group. And I always say, for moms and dads, it's okay for the kids to be in groups, but that doesn't mean that moms and dads have to stay pretty far away from them.
Mhm.
Because I've seen it happen that sometimes they say, okay, this is a cul-de-sac, so it's okay, we'll wait for you here. You go ring the doorbells or knock the doors of all the homes here and then come back. You never know who's going to open the door. You don't know if there's going to be a dog, or if they are going to open the door and maybe a cat's going to come out. So
That's true.
parents need to stay close to the kids to see what it is that they're being given and where they're knocking.
Yeah, what they're exposed to when they open that door, definitely.
Mhm.
And nowadays there's a lot of houses that are doing these haunted
Yes.
aisles and stuff.
Yes,
and
the
a lot-
garage and stuff like that, and the kids go in. Oh, I
I would
personally,
want to make sure I go in there with my kid.
Yes.
If I had a little kid, if my kid wanted to go through that, I would make sure that I go through that with them and not let them.
I actually prefer the little ones not even to go in, because guess what happens? They don't sleep that night.
That's true. And then you end up staying awake.
Yes, they're scared to death. They're thinking about everything that they saw.
One of the things about the flashlights, and I wanted to go back to that a little bit, is when you're walking in a group and sometimes you get lost. have like a place where you're gonna meet if you get lost. You know, like we do when we go to Disneyland or
Yes,
anywhere. Like,
yes.
okay, if you don't see me, this is what you do. And I think it's important that we're very specific and let them know, if you don't see me, just come here and I'll come and get you right here, and do that on every block.
Yes, we just have to make sure that they're old enough to do that, especially if they're going out when it's already dark. Fortunately, right now, we don't do savings light day till after Halloween. A few years back, it was before, so when we would go out there, it was already pretty dark.
Yeah.
Now it's a little bit nicer. So with the little ones, go out when they're still light, and then leave the dark for the older kids.
Right. I think it's a good idea. What do you think, Dianita?
See, yes, it's a great idea because at night it's dangerous, and at night it's scary. So for little kids, we don't want to be scared. So
That's
especially
right.
what you said, that they are they don't sleep. They have nightmares, and also they don't sleep because there's too much candy.
Yes.
Too much sugar.
Yes.
Also, another thing, don't ever go into a stranger's home to get a treat. So make sure you let your kids know. Do not go inside the house. Stay by the door. It doesn't matter if they have a table full of treats inside. Do not go inside unless your parent is with you. Otherwise, it doesn't matter if you're 7, 8, 10 years old. Do not do that. Stay outside of the house.
Always.
Different rules apply once you cross that line and go inside the house. So you want to make sure you stay outside of the house.
And Halloween is an outdoor sport unless you're invited to a Halloween party, to a house, or a special location. Other than that, it is just out on the streets for a little while, have fun.
One of the things that Lieutenant Martin was saying, it was obey the traffic and pedestrian regulations, because he said a lot of people start doing the zigzag from the house across the street and not waiting until the corner. And, a lot of kids get hurt, bicycles
Yes.
coming through, cars coming through, because, drivers don't see them. First of all, they're dressed up. Sometimes the people that are driving have a custom and they can't see clear. So you want to make sure you don't cross the street until you get to the corner where you're supposed to cross.
That is a very important point, you guys, because the majority of the costumes, especially for older kids, are pretty much dark. You can see mine from the front, I'm white. However, from the back, it's completely black. So if I didn't have a blinking light or something and it's dark, nobody's going to be able to see me. So that's another point. When you're looking for a costume, make sure that it has something on both sides that can be seen, or make sure you get the blinking lights.
Right. Yep. We want to make sure that, really keep an eye on that. I was just telling Luis that we saw on the news this, what is it, she's 19 years old, I think 19 or 21 years old, that she just killed a guy that was on a bicycle. It was totally an accident. And now, even though she's not going to go to jail for that long, she's like, I've been in jail since that day that it happened.
Right. Now she's going to live with that for the rest of her life.
Yes. So it's not worth it. It's supposed to be a fun night. We're supposed to go out and, enjoy Halloween night with our kids and trick-or-treating. So you want to make sure that you avoid those things so there's no accidents. It could be even us that are driving, like he was saying, if you have a custom, make sure that you don't put your mask on. You wait until you get to where you were going. Don't wear the mask while you're driving, because sometimes you can't really see.
Not only don't wear the mask, but here's the deal. Here's what I have seen happen plenty of times. The drivers are entertaining themselves by looking at all the kids outside with the costumes. And they keep on driving and they say, oh, look, there's a Wonder Woman. Oh, there's Spider-Man. And they're not looking straight. And as you said, kids are kids.
Yes.
So it could be that a kid sees that they open the door across the street and they have great candy and is going to rush out and cross the street. And if the driver is looking around, you don't have enough time to brake. So I've seen that happen over and over, and it's really scary for the driver, for the child, and for the parents.
Yes, that is true. So keep an eye on that. Another thing, let's see. Remove any masks, as we talked about that. Don't assume the right of way. Motorists may have trouble seeing trick-or-treaters. Just because one car stops doesn't mean others will. So if you don't know if they're gonna stop, you stop. Let them go. Okay, at least for tonight, be like that and avoid any accidents. Now, one of the things, what about candy when they give them unwrapped candy to the kids and they just want to eat them right there?
Yes, well, I think that it's important that parents, before they even go out, they tell the children, okay? We're going to go and knock on doors. You're going to get treats. However, nobody is allowed to eat any treats until we get back home. And then we have to check all the treats, and if there's anything unwrapped, throw it away. It doesn't mean that the person that gave it to them wanted to harm them or anything, but just by being unwrapped, it's dirty. So throw it away, and then, have rules about the candy. Sugar, we know, is not the best. We do know that at night is definitely not the best for kids. So let them know that depending on what they get and how much they get, they're going to create little baggies so that they can have so many per day, and they'll have candies.
For the rest of the year.
Yes.
for the next year until next Halloween.
Or else they can go ahead and share it with the kids that are less fortunate. That's a great example for the kids. So you could go ahead and tell them from the very beginning, hey, I know that you're going to get a lot of treats. You really don't need them. We don't eat all that sugar. And there's other kids that are not as fortunate as you are. So how about if tomorrow we go and give it to the kids that didn't get any?
That's such a good idea. That is such a good idea. Well, today we had a potluck here at Cobo Banker West, and a lot of the agents and our managers dress up. We also have Anita over here. You want to walk by so they can see you?
Please.
Look at her.
And I can strangle her.
Thank you, Anita. So, but I think I saw, who else did I see? Ruben's assistant also. She's dressed as a princess.
No, she was, as a beauty queen.
Beauty queen.
And I guess it was the year of the witches. We had, I think we counted 9 witches.
Uh-huh.
And we had Wonder Woman, and we had Werewolf, and we had Minnie Mouse, and we had all kinds of costumes.
I think it's fun. Karen, you're always so much fun putting all these things together, and everybody gets excited and dressing up. Even my brother Victor, he's a superhero. Did you see him? I was introducing him to Vero, and I'm like, he doesn't really look like that, okay? Because this is the first day she met him. I'm like, no, he doesn't look like that. But we also have our altar for Dia de Muertos.
Yes, for Dia de Muertos, we also have that. After the movie Coco, it became very famous. So we have our altar with pictures of our relatives and friends that passed away to honor them. We even have the Pan de Muerto. We have our special the Day of the Dead bread, which is very yummy. So yes, we try to celebrate and everything. We'd like to honor those that passed away. But it's all about having fun and being safe, Abby.
Yeah, doing things here inside the office and hanging out together.
Yes.
Yeah. I did bring my pictures and put them there. After that movie Coco, it's like, I want to make sure I do it. I don't want my ancestors to feel left out.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
absolutely. That's a great movie, and it's really shows the kids, the tradition of how we remember and honor those relatives that are no longer with us.
Right. Thank you for doing that. I think a lot of people are bringing their pictures.
Actually, I would like to thank Sal. He's a great member of our team.
Sal
Aguilera is the one that took it upon himself to do it, and he did a great job as usual.
Yes, he's great with all that stuff.
Oh,
he's
awesome. He's the most creative guy I've ever met.
Hi, Carmen. So we have Carmen here, Salvador, Luis. So give us your hearts. The more hearts you give us, the more our video is shared by Facebook. Facebook is now strict.
And I need a lot of hearts today, please.
You don't have a heart right now. So the more hearts you get, like Vero, you're here. Like if you start giving hearts on the video, then our video gets promoted, and that's how we get to more of our clients. Because right now, Facebook is so tight now. Like, so even if you go live, they will only promote it if you're getting hearts.
Hearts, yes.
So otherwise, it doesn't matter how many friends we have or how many people we invited or tagged, unless they're doing or making a comment or doing the hearts, we don't get promoted. So help us.
So just so that you know, what I do is I pretty much I'm all the time on the hearts. Sending hearts, sending hearts, sending hearts.
And asking questions. Today we're giving out one of our gratitude journals. Well, this is just a journal, but I call it gratitude journals because that's what I use it for. And I think it has like 100 pages,
Mm-hmm.
and they're pretty cute. They're leather, and it just has plain paper.
But it's really exciting that you're giving that, Fabi, because we're talking about Halloween and safety and having fun and everything, and I think that it's very important for everybody to remember. We're just 3 weeks away from Thanksgiving, and we have to really make sure that when we wake up, we realize how fortunate we are, and if we start with gratitude, our positive energy just really fills our body, and our day is going to be a lot better. So whoever wins that will be a lucky person. Make sure that you write your gratitude every single morning, and you'll experience great positive energy so that you don't end up looking like me.
Even in our ninja system, I think they use that, right?
Absolutely. It's all about
It's-
gratitude.
it's
Yes,
part
you
of that.
start your day with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm giving out one at the end of the show. Make sure you make a comment, because if you make a comment, you go into the drawing. Okay, so let's talk safety. Law enforcement authorities should be notified immediately of any suspicious or unlawful activity. So if you see something weird in a house where you're trick-or-treating, don't just say, you know what, let's just move on and not do anything about it. Take the time to call 911 and report it. It takes a few minutes. Maybe it's not a big deal and they're not going to make it. Maybe they will come by and check it out. But definitely take the time to do it, because you never know. That could save a life by you reporting something that you saw that didn't look normal, right?
Yeah, definitely.
What else? No treats to be eaten until they're thoroughly checked by an adult at home, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so then after trick-or-treating, wait until you get home, check all the candy, whatever looks weird, throw it away. If it's something that could get spoiled, if you don't know if it's been in the refrigerator previously, make sure you just throw it away.
Something very important about that, Fabi, a lot of people are trying to be healthy, which is great, and are giving out fruit. So I always recommend, if your child receives an apple or a pear, do not let your child just bite into it. Make sure that you cut it at least in four. Unfortunately, things have happened where needles have been found in fruit, so you just want to be careful, okay? It's 1 in 1,000 maybe, but you don't want your child to be that one.
Oh my God, yes. I remember I've seen the ones with needles. that they put
Needles
inside.
and
the blades.
the blades, yes.
That is so cruel. But
So, and some people, it might be just they're trying to have fun, not realizing how you could really hurt a child.
Mhm.
So if it's fruit, again, until you have cut it, don't let them eat it.
yeah. Carmen, I didn't dress up because I'm training, so I kind of wanted to be comfortable. I'm training Veronica, my new executive assistant, so
I'm training all the agents, and look at me. Come on.
I know, but you always have the spirit. Even the Anita has the spirit. I don't know. But hopefully you can share your custom. What are you going to be tonight? So now, Karen, we talked about safety tips. This is more like for kids. But what about adults?
Again,
They're going out partying tonight. And
yes.
give us
Again,
your wise advice about that from
Well,
what you've seen.
I can give you what I have experienced, Fabi. Again, typically adults are wearing dark costumes. And the most important piece is that if it's an adult party or if it's an adult trick-or-treating, there's typically some alcohol involved.
Yes.
And we know that when there's too much alcohol, it never ends up right. So, again, like you were saying, the poor girl that ran over a cyclist, now she has to live with that for the rest of her life.
Yes.
You don't want to go through that. So, first of all, if you're going to drink, Uber yourself to the party and Uber back home.
Yes.
And if you're going to go trick-or-treating, don't drink. It's a safety issue. You can have fun without alcohol.
What if you see one of your friends drunk at the party and
Take-
you see them
take the
wanting
key-
to leave?
Take the keys away. Take the keys away. If the moment that you notice that somebody drove to the party or to the point of where you met, and you see that he or she is starting to get too much to drink, even before it's too late, please remove the keys. Don't take what they say. We had an experience where, at a party, a very good friend of all of us had a little too much to drink, and we tried to take the keys away, and he said, no, don't worry, I've already called my friends and they're going to pick me up. And it ended up not being true, and unfortunately he got killed that night in a car accident. So
He was very young too.
2 days prior to that accident, we had celebrated his 37th birthday here at the office.
Yeah.
So that experience will stay with me forever and ever. And,
So don't just trust that they're
Yes.
gonna really get a friend. Really make sure that if you know them and you see them that they're drinking, just take the keys so that way they really do have to call another friend. And sometimes it's uncomfortable to do that, Karen, taking somebody's keys away.
yes, and if it gets to the point where they just will not release the keys, then just say, you know what, here's the deal. I'll drive you home.
Yeah.
And then you Uber yourself to your car.
Yeah.
You got to go the little extra mile. How all of us that were there, we now wish and have the guilt feeling that we didn't do that.
You didn't force him.
And
Yeah.
he drove himself and killed himself.
Yeah. So make sure if you go out tonight, do not drink and drive. Get an Uber home. Call someone. Call Karen.
And that is not only for the Halloween party. That's always,
Yeah,
as
that is
adults,
always.
we have to take care of ourselves. And most important, we have to be an example to the children.
Exactly. So yes, exactly. Yeah. So let's say hi to a few people here. Tony Reyes, thank you for joining us. Merab, achútame. Sé que la asustes. Carmen Jaro, Sergio Palomino. Hey, te extraño. Hace mucho que no te veo.
Yo también.
I know. Come and say hi. Salvador, thank you for joining us. So we're gonna have some cake after the show, after we do the drawing, because Veronica, she also makes cakes. So she made us a Halloween cake, and we can't wait to eat it.
She
after.
makes beautiful and delicious, very yummy cakes.
Yes, she does. So now we're gonna gain some weight here because we're gonna be eating cakes and cupcakes all the time. Karen, well, I think we covered. We didn't have anything planned for today because you're gonna be in the show next week with awesome
a little more presentable.
Yes, talking about how to choose a realtor,
Yes.
what to look for, and
Yes.
do's and don'ts. So I think it's with Liz Garcia. She's also gonna be here, but we wanted to just go over some safety tips tonight because today is Halloween and everybody's going out. So we just wanted to review this one more time. So I invite you to join us next week. Karen is gonna have some awesome information. She knows realtors, for many years, so she can definitely tell you what to look for. What are the things, the do's and don'ts, so that way you don't make a mistake when you hire a realtor. And also we want to invite you to visit our open houses this weekend. We're gonna have 3 different open houses. One is here in Encanto on Carlsbad Street. We have another one in Escondido on Kaywood Street. And then we have another one here in East Lake Vistas on Blue Sage Street. So they're gonna be posted on my page. Make sure you visit us. Karen has all of us working hard, opening escrows.
That's the way I look. What can I say? So most important, everybody, have fun tonight. Be safe.
Yes. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week. But before, let's do the drawing.
Let's do the drawing.
Let's
Absolutely.
do the drawing. And like I said, we're gonna give out this journal. It's a gratitude journal.
Okay.
I'm gonna be doing the journals probably for the next
Okay.
month. 'Cause I have
Anita,
it
you want to
here.
pick?
Pick one. I know. Hold on, the wrong sound.
It's Halloween. It's okay.
Okay, there it is.
There we go.
Oh, Luis Isaías.
Luis. Okay, Luis. There you go. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Karen, for all
Thank
your
you, Fabi.
wise tips.
And happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy
Vete, Dianita.
Happy Halloween.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.